You know how when you're amongst your friends, your teammates, your clique, and it doesn't matter how old y'all are, you could be 8 or 9, you could be 50 or 60, right? But there's an insulated thing where we can criticize each other, we can pick on each other, but then when it comes from an outside source, it's like, whoa, 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 back off, right? And look, Klay has been open to a lot of criticism of late because of the struggles, and I think everybody is watching what's going on with the Dubs, and they're like, "Ooh, like this doesn't look good," right? Gilbert Arenas decided to chime in on Klay Thompson, and listen, Gilbert is ignorantly brilliant at times, right? And I think his ignorance was bliss in his playing days, right? It allowed him to be very special and unique. And sometimes he's just off the wall with his takes. But here's what he had to say about Klay.
Going to the summer and you're trying to improve your skill, you have to really be mindful of who you are, right? So when you mentioned Bane came in as just a straight spot-up shooter, right? And now he's an all-around player. I think sometimes, like when, I guess they call them casuals don't understand that, like somebody like Klay Thompson, when I said, he never improved to me, right? You came into as a spot shooter, and even though you have 4 championships, you're still a spot shooter, right? Versus someone who's like, okay, they might need me to do something else, and I need to have that skill set.
Okay. And again, Gil, he's entertaining, man. I think he's more entertaining than, no, that's not true. He drops some knowledge, right? The way he sees things is so unique, but I think that he's missing the point, and he was never a part of something like that. Very few players were, right? But the Warriors during this dynasty, it was never about growth. It was about sustainability, right? It was about sustaining. And these core guys, it wasn't about, hey, grow and change, do this and that. It was get better at what you already do. And so Klay improved throughout his career. There's no doubt about it. He just improved on what he was already good at, right? He doubled down on it in order to sustain a championship team. And that was kind of the cost of it, right? And you could go you could look at Draymond, right? How come it took up until right now for Draymond to refocus on his 3 ball? Well, because he was just sustaining. He was doing what he had to do, be the defender, be the vocal leader. You didn't need to. And so part of the cost of this dynastic run was the lack of growth team-wide from the core. And now here we sit, and that is an issue. But it's not fair to bring it up in hindsight that they didn't grow when they were running off 4 rings, right? That was part of the sustainability. It was the cost of it. And now Klay in particular are really having trouble adjusting and growing after this entire time just trying to sustain and double down on what they were already good at as a coach and as a player, right? And so I thought Gil, while he was wrong, there's a difference between growth and improvement. It just brought up the overarching trouble that we're having right now as a franchise. And I just cut a pod with my boy, just digging into some of the psychology of it. You can check it out on iTunes and Spotify. I'll probably drop some clips here. Now, in other spooky news, odds of Steph Curry's next team have been released by some sports book. And it's really smart promotion by a sports book to do so because it gets people looking and talking about them. And, I think they had San Antonio, number 1. Lakers were up there. Charlotte was up there, obviously. And listen, I don't think we're anywhere near that discussion. It's still spooky to see on your timeline, right? Just like probably most of y'all, after that OKC loss, I had to take 24, 48 hours off of just basketball, right? I watched a little of the in-season tournament. It was funny how, did you see LeBron popping the champagne bottle with nobody around, right? Like they did their job. LeBron, Steph, Giannis, KD, they all sure said all the right things all the way through the in-season tournament, right? But ultimately, I don't think it really mattered to them, right? It's a money marketing thing for the league, and it makes sense. I thought overall it was a success, and surprise, surprise, the Lakers won. Last but not least, how about the Niners? Right? Like they in the Rolly store with the Rolly on. Debo, Ayuk, CMC, Brock Purdy. Y'all remember at the beginning of the year, I was like, yo, man, Purdy, I know this may sound kind of crazy, but he looked he looked kind of Drew Breesy to me. Like I see some similarities, and a lot of people are like, whoa, slow down on that, right? Doesn't look so crazy now, does it? Doesn't look so crazy now. We know any given Sunday, right? This is such a marathon, but the Niners, they're looking nice, right? A lot nicer than the Dubs right now. But I think tomorrow night against this Suns team, I think we're gonna like what we see. Maybe that's just my optimism, but if you follow me long enough, you know I'm not the most optimistic guy around. So I don't know. I got a feeling. Underdog Fantasy, I have a rookie set of picks for you this evening. Derek Lively II. I'm going to go higher than 8 points against the Memphis Grizzlies. Kyrie, you saw the foot injury the other night. Thankfully, he's not too hurt. But I suspect he's going to get a lot of pick and roll action the way they're going to defend Luka, get a lot of lobs and finishes at the front of the rim. And then young Keontae George, who is starting for the Jazz. They're all in on him as their young point guard against this Thunder team. I'm going to go higher than 2 personal fouls because SGA, J-Dub, you getting 2 fouls as a rookie guard trying to guard those 2 guys. So those are my picks for y'all tonight. Again, click the link in the description, use the code Alchemy, and get that deposit bonus. As always, hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all.